another round of streaming. Oh dear. Okay, let's have a quick look. Okay, all the mod folder is currently not shared, like won't be accessed. So it is currently set up in about as clean of a setup as you can get. So we'll do a little bit more testing. Okay, things that's left to work out is why the A4 isn't firing its missiles. That's the main thing to go and check. Oh, hang on, that's been fixed. Okay. Let's redo this. Unsubscribe. Check the workshop folder. And I need to get a new mouse because the scroll wheel is getting dodgy on this mouse. Re-download the mod. Hopefully, the update is all there. Unfortunately, the workshop doesn't always like loading the latest updates. I did fix those. So I know I fixed them. And I think what's happening is the workshop is not, it's not fully reloading the test mod. Maybe it's just because I haven't updated the static. No. No, they are fixed in, I did fix those. Okay, let's just double check. So if I load the model into here, and let's go to UV, check all that. great position. So it looks like the mod has just not updated properly. So I'll give it a minute to update. Hopefully hopefully this clears it all up. status is loitering. Okay. Alright, let's go and quickly find an example. As you do. We're going to go aircraft. I'm going to go with, let's just say, let's go with an F5. F5 is pretty comparable. F5. And we scroll all the way down to loadouts. And it's got A9s in station 1 and 2. So if we go up to here, where it says station 1 and 2, associated center is 1. And I think that might be the issue. I feel like it's a sensor issue. So, to test, copy, paste the aircraft files back into user directory. And I'm going to set the associated sensor to 1. And I might even just put it as 1 and 2 in case L 961 963 put it all down as like put it there for a reason. I'm pretty sure they did. Parallel now. But you're still saying bordering.
Engaging track 1003.
Why are you doing that?
Roger, Buster. Engaging track 1003. Engaging track 1007.
If I say engage missiles,
Engage track 1003. Engage track 1003.
just go back to loitering. Hmm. What if I swap those? Let's go and try J. Oops. Okay, why does that break it? Oh, that's why. Alright, so let's restart all this. Refresh. Because the reality is I can't release this mod if the AIM-9s are not going to engage anything. They have to work.
On station. On station. Engage track 1.
change it over to change to an F5.
Engage track 1003.
And even the F5 is one engage.
Engage track 1003.
Just because it's not, I mean, generally speaking, you can still shoot. Damn it. I'm so used to clicking encyclopedia. Okay, let's set up a target rich environment. Excuse me.
Multiple hostile air contacts detected.
sworn that we found that the A4Gs that the Australians were using, they did change their aimline to around in the 70s.
On station.
Hello.
Hey, Brett, how you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks. You doing good?
Yeah? Ah, doing alright. Um,
Nice.
I don't understand why the A4 is not engaging its aim lines when you select them, but if you just right click, they will engage. It's
Uh,
janky, it doesn't feel very good.
so it engages automatically if you just give it a target, but then if you try to manually select the aim 9s, it just doesn't do it.
Yeah, yeah, it requires a target, it does a maneuver, and then it goes back to loiter.
I mean, all I can say is Steam Power moment, I guess.
It's, yeah. But I could have sworn that I have seen mentioned somewhere that the Australian A9s did use a slightly better model than the B models. And I'm just trying to find the source. But I know I found it at some point.
So you mean like they use the E models or maybe C models?
I mean, it wasn't great, but I do recall we looked it all up at me and our 963. We looked it up at one point.
So they're slightly better than a B model. That's all we're going off of for now.
Pretty much.
Well, the aim 9X is better than a B model, so you can give them that.
Oh, I set it to weapons free and just went, it's going ham.
I can have a look. I don't know how much I'll be able to find.
G model. That's alright. I found the G. I found that they got upgraded to the G model in round 74. Perfect.
Oh, all right.
Is the G model even in the game?
That's a good question. Let's take a look.
Yeah, I'm looking right now. No. Got the E, the J. I don't actually see the B model in there.
Oh, you're right. I can only see the
Oh
E
no,
with the
yeah,
others.
there it is.
Oh, okay.
So B, D, L.
I mean, I think if I remember correctly, the G is just a J with a different seeker. I might be getting that wrong though.
I have no idea. I'm not that well versed with all the stuff.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, all my knowledge from missiles just comes from War Thunder, which I stopped playing about a year ago. So
I'm in hot, dropping tanks. I'm in hot, dropping tanks. Fox 2. I'm in hot, dropping tanks. Track 7012 is to Fox 2.
I've set them all to weapons free.
Track 700.
Have like
Missile launch,
a
missile launch.
flight of A4s all deployed. And I've just set them weapons free and they're actually just going in there. They're not using their guns though. Like, the guns do work, but they're not using them to engage targets.
to be fair, whenever I put stuff on weapons free, when they use guns, it's very rare. It's usually just use missiles and then run away, try to get in range of using other missiles. Right, we have the aim 9D in the game.
Yeah.
Okay, good, because the G is, well, according to Wikipedia at least, the D or the G is just a D with a different seeker head.
Okay, never mind. I just saw one of my A4s just do a gun run.
Fair enough.
So they will engage with the guns.
Kill track
eventually.
7015.
There's my test swarm of very nasty aggressive helicopters. It's yeah, disappearing.
Fox 2.
You simulate a Chinese drone swarm.
Number of times these aim lines have missed.
Kill track 7006. Track 7008 is toast. Fox 2. Track 701.
I have to say they're pretty good on the guns.
Missile launch, missile launch.
Got, what, 220 mils, right?
Yeah. Okay, they've cleaned up all the targets. Okay. Despite being B models, they seem to hit from time to time.
I mean, they did work, kinda.
They had next to what's the word? They had no ability to turn. The B model could just hit, like they were just designed to take on a bomber. That's what they
Yeah.
were meant to go after. They were
Right, bomber straight ahead. Let's hope it doesn't turn a single degree.
yeah.
Good luck, guys.
Give me a second. I'll send you a link to the test build.
Alright. Oh, what? Is it the one that's on the workshop right now?
Yeah, it's on the workshop right now, but
I
it's
think I got added to that. Unless I'm...
it's called Melbourne Private Beta Tester. You can't search.
Oh, okay.
But I did put a link in the chat.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Yeah. So that'll give you the current build. But yeah, I'm glad I did some beta testing earlier because there were so many bugs.
Wow, that's why I do beta testing, isn't it?
Yeah. No, it was all stuff that pretty much popped up purely because I forgot to copy this file and I forgot to copy that file.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully this one will work, because it's probably something I forgot to do when I was installing it, because when I tried to get it in from the drive a while back, something didn't carry over correctly, so it just wouldn't work.
Well, I've got that problem at the moment with Perturabus's Leander, his batch 2. There's something I've missed, and I don't know what.
I mean, hopefully these are problems which will be sorted once everything's done and uploaded to the workshop, and then from there we can see where things have maybe been missed out or stuff like that.
Yeah, well...
Because it could just be a limitation of using the drive.
I've been uploading things to the drive as it should be set up.
Yeah.
So it should just be a matter of just being able to copy it and just pasting it into your folder. But then we do forget shit. There's always going to be user error.
Whoops, I forgot the entire INI. Oh well.
Yeah, it's pretty much like that.
I need to restart my game to get it up? I think I do. No, why is it hang on validating? Why is it hang on validating? Okay, it's validating very, very, very slowly, which usually happens when I've just got a new mod or when something's updating. Download it. 143 megabytes.
Yeah, that sounds right.
It does, but why is it so slow?
Workshop servers are not fast.
Network
Yeah.
2.4 megabits per second. I see the issue.
I got about, I downloaded it before, it got up to about 90 or something.
It should be a lot better than this. I don't know why it's so bad. Like, I don't really have anything up. I've got my browser, I've got Discord, and I've got Steam, and yeah, I'm reaching a grand total of 5 megabit per second. I guess there's nothing wait. Is my mic alright, by the way? My current one broke, so I'm kind of using a webcam as an intermediary.
That sounds fine.
Alright, that's fine then.
I gotta get a new mouse. The scroll wheel on my mouse is a bit used.
Well, sometimes it just doesn't do anything when you try to do it.
Oh, it didn't follow the waypoint. Should it? That A4 should have followed the waypoint to its to the landing point.
The A4s are gaining sentience.
It's taxi paths. So I need to find recovery. Where is it? Recovery to launch point 1. Yeah, it has a waypoint.
Doesn't want to land.
No, it landed. But it didn't go. It was going. They're going straight from. They're just going straight to their elevators, passing through everything. And they're supposed to go from recovery point to waypoint, and then to the elevator point.
But they're just skipping the waypoint.
Yeah.
Again, sea power moment, I guess. It would be sea power if they didn't just ignore the instructions sometimes, would it?
I'm trying to remember what the light blue pip means.
Yeah, just...
Oh, stupid me. I'm like editing shit and it's like, oh, that's not gonna work because I do not have my folder set up.
Right, finally downloaded. Time to do some carrier operations.
Hey James. No, the Melbourne's doing alright. Just just ironing out the last few bugs before it gets ready for release. Um, Currently Flight Deck is doing what Flight Deck does and is acting buggy. And what I mean is, it's supposed to land, and then it's supposed to come in, land, and then they go to the waypoint, which is right here at M Park. But they're landing and then going straight to their parks. Why it's doing that, I don't know. It does not make any sense to me. It's unfortunately it's a thing to do with Flight Deck. It's just got a mind of its own. I cannot for the life of me remember what the light blue pip means. Like I remember
What is
someone.
it when setting up the taxi pass and stuff, or is it like something on the
Oh, so
menu?
if you go F10 and you press Flight Deck, you can click on Generate Test Points from Flight Deck, and it will put all these little pips and markers on, like, display all the locations. So
Yeah.
yellow means elevator, green means waypoint, um, pink is your recovery, blue is your launch point, um, and um, I think light blue is a taxi point, not a taxi path, but a taxi point. But I don't have any taxi points in the folder. And if I recall, red points is the ride on, is like ride on for the lifts. Yeah, like I don't. When you zoom in, when you look inside of the whole of Melbourne, you'll see a launch point at the 0.0000 position point. It's orange. That's the right on. Right on.
Ah, it works. Let's take a look.
Um, yeah, red. I
Oh,
can't
yeah, I can
remember.
see.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's it's not in the files.
I could just try, like. Well, I assume you've already tried launching a bunch of aircraft and seeing what goes there. Well, it looks like it's already, what, a landing point and a takeoff point for helicopters. Maybe it's what the game places automatically in the very center of the flight deck,
Um,
based off all, like, where the launch points and stuff are.
don't think so.
Multiple hostile air contacts detected.
Whatever it is, it's gotta mean something. I mean, you'd think so at least.
Oh, look, I can check this by loading up like one of the carriers.
Also, are you aware it's under a different classification? It's just under the carrier designation compared to aircraft carrier.
Yeah, that's me.
In the
I
class of its own.
yeah, it's getting its own. Look, I think that's fair. It's a light carrier.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, to be fair, that makes sense. I mean, Moskva's still in the aircraft carrier class, and that's a helicopter carrier.
Oh, I'm gonna have to restart my game. Memory
What do
leaks.
you do?
No, just memory leaks are hitting hard at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. The only thing I can think of is under flight deck, you have to define how many launch points, recovery points, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So it's I think it's 9 launch points I got. No, it's 7 launch points. So if my scroll wheel would bloody work, um, just set that to 7, and then elevator sets 9. That's fine. I have 0 taxi points. Recovery points. How many have I got again? 6 apparently.
I'm just gonna launch every aircraft from one of the vanilla carriers and see if anything happens to it.
Okay, time to do next round. See if these fix a few things.
What does the I know what I'm doing button do?
Um, I know what I'm doing.
Right, test
Huh.
points to flight.
Okay, so if you do have undefined launch points and recovery points and all that stuff, they will spawn at the 0.0.0 point center point of the mesh. Um, yeah, I have no idea about the I know what I'm doing thing. Right, test points to flight deck. Alright, send up send up a wave and then bring him in for landing and see if it's fixed. Hey, Seabase. Another round of testing.
On station. Roger, RTB.
They didn't used to ignore the waypoints. Okay.
From their taxi, from their deck parks to the catapult, the A4 seemed to quicksand into the deck a little bit.
Some of that I can't control too well.
That was just a finicky bit of the taxi pass. Are you planning on adding an empty loadout for the S2s? Because I think it'll be nice to have if you want to use them as EW only.
I mean, it can.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it'll be a nice quality of life thing because you don't really have many other options if you want to do AEW with the carrier. But the S2 is probably the best fit. Well,
Uh, well, look, nothing on Melbourne can be used as an AWACS.
yeah, that's true. Like, they don't have air search radar, do they? They've only got the surface search.
Well, yeah, they've only got air search on the ships, but they don't have on any of the planes. So there is the tracer model of the S2, um, which I can get around the building. It would the main difference being is the tail, and they're putting the surfboard on top.
Okay, I see.
That's the main thing with the tracer. There wasn't really too many built. If you look up the actual numbers.
Did Melbourne get them at some point?
No.
Okay, I see the issue.
Yeah. So, yeah, Melbourne never got it. And the same thing with like the Brazilian carriers and the Argentinian carriers. They didn't get them either. They just had normal trackers. Like, seems really strange to me because you'd think you'd have some form of AWACS.
Yeah. It does seem like every nation but the USA had really poor AWACS in the entire Cold War, from what I've seen at least.
Yeah.
Like, you got us over here using helicopters, you got the Russians using helicopters, and then everyone else doesn't seem to have any at all.
Yeah. And I mean, look, so Melbourne, like generally speaking, Melbourne's going to be using like the S2 trackers for all of its ground search.
Yeah.
The Wessex is more for just doing general duties. The I think it's the 31Bs got the radar suite installed on them. So you'll see these pictures of just behind behind the little, basically on the other side of the hump, where the tail starts to form. You'll find pictures of the Australian Wessex model at least. Would have got this weird little dome thing on the back. And that was the radar system. So I could just go and put it all in. I just haven't been that bothered yet. I need the motivation.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, if you did, then you could make like a what if model where they just have the better trackers. Obviously, it would be historical, but it could be interesting.
Oh. Okay. I mean, so yeah, you could do a what if and put the tracer on Melbourne, and I think that would be viable because a lot of the American tracers um, got replaced by the E2.
Yeah, and then also thinking about if you're using it for like a possible World War III scenario or something, like if it broke out in 1970s or something like that, then I guess you could think about nations would want to immediately upgrade a bunch of their stuff because there's a massive war going on. So it could be a what if model if war broke out and Australia wanted to purchase some better trackers from the USA, essentially. Or just an alternate universe where every nation has a bunch of money.
Well, I don't think they would like. They're already using like some of the better models of the trackers. Like they got the G model, and then even the A4s. When the A4s that we purchased, like the U.S. Marine didn't even have them. We got the latest models. The only thing is they didn't get the avionics hunt installed on them. But I could see that they would, like the Australian government, in a more intense, heated time, would look at replacing an S2 with a tracer. At least get 2 tracers on board.
Yeah, it would be nice to have. Oh god.
I really don't want to have to mess around with the flight deck. It should just be using the waypoints.
It it works as it does, right, for the most part. It's just what you're saying earlier, how there's some issues with the landing.
Yeah, it should be using the waypoint to go from the recovery point um, to
Oh,
the next point. Maybe I need to add. So with the recovery, you can put a point in there to say travel to. Which I've done before. I just gotta look it up to find what it's called again.
would there be an issue if I'm using Melbourne and I also have the H34 mod installed?
Yes.
Okay, that would that probably explains why this happened when I tried to take one off. I
Yeah,
think it's
at
still
the moment.
functioning. It's just got a fancy new paint scheme.
Yeah, I need to do more paint schemes.
Covered in the blood of her enemies. Wait, I just realized the carrier has offensive VCM.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that.
It just appeared itself.
No, it didn't. Um, so L963 did a lot of the setup for Melbourne.
Yeah.
They did a lot of work for it. And you've seen some of the document shit that they pull out, and that
So
shit's
it
intimidating, man.
so it did have a defensive ECM.
I guess.
I mean, that's cool to be fair. Unexpected, but I don't know.
Exit position. That's
Oh,
that's what I'm
so
looking for.
where it goes after it lands.
Yeah, you can set an exit position for where the planes go, but it
So is
should.
that what the turquoise is?
So what I can do, I shouldn't need to do this, but yeah, Seabase, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to quiz L963. Because yeah, like I said, they did a lot of the setup for me. So they probably researched something a little bit more in depth with the radars, and then was like, well, this is the radar system they had in there. It had this capability, yada yada yada. It's yeah.
Uh, there are so some of the A4s are deck parking into the deck parks, which are already deck parked.
Did you do order all to RTB?
Yeah,
Yeah. So it's not something I can fix.
it's just something that happens.
If you were to order them to land one at a time, it goes through and queues up everything um, properly. But when you hit or when you order all to RTB, every single aircraft sends like loads it all up at once, and because they're not doing it in order, they all try to stack in on um, like on these singular vehicle positions.
Yeah, okay, I get that. I mean, strangely enough, it also resulted in the Wessex going down into the hangar.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So there's now no deck parked Wessex. But I guess that makes sense.
If you were to do a full recall on the Wessex, they will all come in, and yeah, it will try to fill it. It should fill it first because
Yeah,
the
it's weird because yeah, because I only took off one. I landed one. It just instantly went into the hangar. Well, not
uh,
instantly, but it went onto the elevator and then down, compared to going into the deck park.
it's that I mean it should it should go for that one first because it's the lower it's the higher priority elevator point.
Yeah. Well, I guess it changed its mind.
Yeah, like it's so hard to predict what the flight deck's gonna do at times. You think it makes sense, but it doesn't.
Maybe if I launch every Wessex and land them all, then at least one of them will pick the deck park.
Oh, should do. So they are set up that they will land at position 1 and 2, um, and they'll use the forward, and then also hang on, why I am missing a recovery point.
Oh yeah, in the center, right?
I'm missing it on um, jeez, I want to hide these test points. Um, what's that one? One, two, three, four. So number 4 point. It's got a takeoff point there, but it doesn't have a park.
Yeah, I can see that.
What do they do?
Maybe if you got a big number of landing points or something.
No, it looks like I just totally forgot to put it in. So recovery point 5, which is on the lift, that needs to go. That's the one I don't want. So I need to position that on what is it? Launch point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, one didn't use the deck park. Oh, and now two of them have used the deck park. And three of them use the deck park. So we went from none of them using the deck park to three of them using the deck park. This game is going.
They, there's only one taxi path that's supposed to go to that elevator. They have to all
From
be landing at that one center point, and that's it.
That explains why the first one didn't go to there then, because it landed on the very bow, and then I guess because it wasn't in the third point, it just went straight to the hangar.
So it's supposed to only be recovery point 4. Its associated elevator is number 7, which is that Wessex Park. And if I go and look up its oh, don't tell me. No, it's there. It's there. I don't. Okay, I don't understand that. There's a pathway from recovery point 4 to elevator 7. That's the only one that goes to elevator 7.
Hmm.
Okay, so first A4 used the waypoint to come out. Second one,
On station.
third one, okay.
Roger, RTB.
Just give me a minute.
They go to this fucking blue dot for some reason. That's they're meant to be taxi points, but I don't have a taxi point. seeing anything in these that suggests that. Yeah.
On station. Roger, RTB. Roger, RTB.
Mm. It's all fun and games. You want shit to work. can't explain why it's being so dodgy, but okay. Okie doke. Well, I think I might head off to bed. Gotta go do a bunch of stuff tomorrow.